Hey guys, it's Leah Moore, your host of Not Your Mama's MLM podcast. Welcome back. I just read this quite incredible quote from J.K. Rowling as I was scrolling through my Facebook feed today. It's not one that I'm familiar with, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with that either, but I'm going to share it with you right now. So the quote was in one of the Facebook groups I'm in, and actually from the leader of the group, and she typed out this quote: "It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends." And so that quote is by J.K. Rowling, right? So I was sitting there thinking about it, and that really struck me really, really hard, because when it comes to MLM, a lot of times we have to step outside of what we know as norm and our friendships, and we have to stand up against them. And then we move into this whole new world, and we begin to throw rocks at the rest of the industries or the rest of the world. You know, when people want to throw rocks at the MLM world, they want to say, you know, things like it's a pyramid scheme or so on and so forth. We have to create new friends, right? So we look to our peers, we look to the people who are in our industry, we look to the people who are in our companies, who are uplines, our sidelines, our downlines, to talk to them and to generate new friendships. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've heard from top leaders in our industry who've said, you know, my friends that I have now, my closest friends in the world, I didn't have before I walked into this industry, before I walked into this company. My closest friends in the world now are in this company. And so we stand up to the rest of the world, our enemies. We stand up to them and say, nope, I'm not willing to do life that way. Like, I'm not willing to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I'm not willing to sacrifice time with my friends. I'm not willing to sacrifice time, precious time with my kids so that I can work a 9 to 5, or I can work, 80 hours a week so that I can have the money so that when I'm old, I can't even do anything, and that's even changing even more now, I think, in the generations that are coming, because they're seeing what has changed and how life in general has changed. In the past, not even my parents' generation, but the generation before them, their parents, they looked at having a job. They grew up in, during the wave of the Depression. And, when they did finally get factory jobs, they were set for life. They were set with the idea of a company taking care of you. And that's still been something that's been ingrained even into my parents' generation, where you took a job and you worked, for 40 years at 40 hours a week so that you could have a lifetime pension at the end of that. But in that time, you sacrificed time with your children. You sacrificed your youth in order to be able to work, and by the time you actually wanted to travel, the physical capabilities of your body have given up, because now you're maybe 50s, 60s, and your body just doesn't travel. It just doesn't do the same things that it used to do. And I am seeing so much of this generation and people now really looking for alternatives to that, to be able to live out their passions, whether it be traveling or doing music or art or, any other form of life, so that they can enjoy those 40 hours a week, if that's what they're doing, at the same time. And so we come to the MLM space with the idea, with the intent of really harvesting that concept, of being able to really truly embrace life and to take it, the bulls by the horn, and to live life at its fullest, because it promises this opportunity of freedom. That's really what MLM sells you. It sells you the idea of freedom, and that freedom is there for the taking for anybody who wants it. But to understand how to do it is the challenge. And when we're coming from that 9 to 5 mentality, our friends around us are still in that 9 to 5 mentality. We still bring to the industry, I believe, that 9 to 5 mentality. Tell me what to do. How do I do something? What do I do next? How do I do this? After I've done all of this, then what's the next step? We're looking for answers when the answers are our own. We have to stand up to our friends. Sometimes we have to understand that the way that things have been done. This is kind of going, off the rails here, guys. This is basically, the point of this podcast and many of the really great MLM podcasts that are out there right now, it's letting us know that sometimes you have to stand up to your friends, the people who are in your industry, it's people who you admire, the people who have had success, who have laid the groundwork, that have showed you the way to do things. When you realize that it's not for you, it's not the way that you want to do business, whether it be the spamming method or, the 3-foot rule or any other lipstick on a pig strategy that's from the 80s that's still being taught and being used in the online space. We sometimes have to stand up and say, you know what, guys, that's not the way it's supposed to be done. And there are there's a handful of true MLMers that are now taking the online world by storm. And this is one of the things that I'm taking you guys along that journey with me as I'm doing that and changing the way in which we do business online, where we're able to create automated systems for ourselves, for our teams, automated training for our teams, automated training for and onboarding for our clients, and ongoing assistance and support for our clients that we've never had or been able to do, because we're only one person. Most of us are only one person in our business. And until you get to a really large level, you don't have the ability to hire a team to do the follow-ups for you. Because I know for me, that's always been the biggest challenge, was the follow-ups. I mean, I could make all the initial contacts in the world, and I love meeting new people, and I love reaching out to complete strangers and striking up a conversation and getting into all of that. But it was the follow-up that was always a challenge for me. So the beautiful thing about the internet, the beautiful thing about creating sales funnels, the beautiful thing about creating systems is that I can then take those systems and put them into place for me, on my behalf, for my benefit, to pick up where I lack. Meaning they can pick up on the follow-up. I can create automated systems to do follow-up for me. Yes, I'm not taking the person out of the business, because ultimately it does come down to that one-on-one personal connection that we have, and that ability that we have to connect people to the right products and services and systems and opportunities that work for them, and to be able to teach and guide and train them. But to be able to really automate some of the things that are challenging is super exciting. But it's not the way it's being done. It's not the way it's been played. It's not the way it's being taught by the major MLM companies out there, the major MLM players who are out there, the major gurus who are teaching, because most of them aren't in the field. They're not in the day-to-day activities. And honestly, the way that the system is created, it's not broken. It's just not working to the best efficiency that it could. There are so many other wheels, there are so many other systems that can be put in place. Yes, the one-to-one marketing is great, and it is definitely a part of it. But to create a system in which you are essentially burning through your own network first, and then as you collect a few of those people from your network, you then collect from their network, they become your lead generation system. Essentially, that's what I realized was going on. And that's what has been going on in the MLM space for many, many years, because they say your network is your net worth, right? That's fantastic. But the thing is what happens when you run out, and then the people that you've sponsored, the people that you are, recruiting aren't willing to do the same things. They aren't willing to give you access to their network. Well, then you've got a dead end. And every time you hit a dead end, you have to start all over again. And so there's this consistent cycle of constantly looking for the right people, instead of putting in place the systems that can take care of those things for you. So guys, I kind of rambling here. This is really a kind of a short episode, an extremely short episode. But really the point is that, just like that quote said, sometimes it takes a great deal of bravery. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to enemies. For you to enter the MLM space, it takes a great deal of bravery to enter that space, right? But it takes just as much bravery. It takes just as much courage to stand up to our friends, to stand up to the industry, to stand up to, saying no to what other people say works, when you know that it doesn't work for you. So I hope that is, I'm not really a story today, guys. Sorry. I had thought and I thought I would share it with you, and see how it resonates with you as well. And as you guys know, we are in the One Funnel Away Challenge again. We have just kicked off the new group for this month. Actually, we have another group that'll start up in 2 weeks. So if you guys didn't get in on this one, you can get on the MLM Challenge for next month, or I'm sorry, for the next in 2 weeks. You can go to leahmoore.com/MLM. So it's MLM-OFA-challenge and find out more about the MLM challenge. Basically, it's probably the best marketing I've ever taken in my entire life. Really just squaring away the concept of what it means to be a marketer in network marketing, because we're so mislabeled. We're salespeople, although we don't want to call each other salespeople. We want to call each other shares people. We just share what we love. But that's a whole nother ball game, guys. And I think I did an episode about that a few weeks ago, or, even a month ago, a couple months ago. But the point is really understanding what it means to create and use the internet leverage to grow your business. And this can be done in any industry, but specifically for me, it's in the MLM industry, in the MLM space. And I don't care what company you're a part of. And yes, there are some companies that don't allow you to use the internet. There are some companies that don't allow you to say their name on the internet, which honestly, if that's the kind of company you're a part of, I don't understand how or why that would be something that you would want to be a part of, because you're losing out on so much. The internet has just opened up the world for us in terms of our ability to market and to reach a larger audiences and to create automation in our businesses. So it does some of those things for us. And those are the kinds of things that we're talking about in the MLM space. The MLM unicorns, of course, is what we are. And we're bringing people to the 21st century. So this challenge is an amazing opportunity for you to get the groundwork and to really have two incredible, amazing internet marketing coaches, probably the best coaches I know in the industry, in the, world of online marketing. And then also, getting a little bit of extra coaching from me in terms of how it all plays into the MLM space, because it's something that I'm really passionate about. And it's something that I've actually been studying for many, many years now and have struggled up until this point to actually make it happen. I understood the logistics of it, but I just didn't understand how to make it all work. And I will say that this is the challenge that turned the tide for me and helped me understand how it works for MLM and how to make it work for your business too. So I hope you guys go over and check that out. Again, it is Leah Moore. So LIAMOORE.com/MLM-OFA-challenge. And when you sign up for that, you get a few bonuses from me. I'm going to bribe you guys to go on and sign up through my affiliate link and become a part of our MLM team of a cross-company team of online marketers. So anyways, guys, I hope you're having a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.